Hey everyone, Bill here. Just wanted to do another video today and show you basically, now that you've got your chuck all set up, how to do a double-sided engraving. So if you want to engrave on one side and then 180 degrees from that on the complete opposite side, do another engraving. That's what I am going to show you today. So, in the previous video I showed you how to get the chuck all set up and do the circle test. I did forget to mention, with the circle test, make sure, if you can, do the biggest circle that you possibly can, because that'll help eliminate any, or keep the errors down to a minimum. If you can do it bigger than an inch, like an inch and a half or 2 inches, something like that, then do it by all means. So anyway, I've got this set up on this water bottle here, set up on the chuck. I'm going to do it on the bottom portion of the water bottle. So I've got this set to the home right now. So now we're going to come over here to Lightburn, and I'm going to show you how to do it in here. Alright, so, and like I showed you in the setup video, I've got these little cheat sheets. It tells me the diameter, and then you'll see something on here. It says box's height and width. I'm going to show you what that is here in just a second. So first thing I'm going to do, you can go to Tools and Rotary Setup, or you can hit Control-Shift-R. So I'm going to open that up, and my diameter, I need to make sure that's correct, which I don't think it is. So we got 3.524 on the water bottle and 3.524. Okay. So now that that's set up, I'm going to draw a couple boxes here. So box's height, I've got 2.7677. So I'm going to draw a box. Go to my selection tool. Height 2.7677. And then on I need to turn off the lock here, because on the width we're going to go with a different one. And I'll tell you how I came up with these numbers. So 6.450. Okay, 6.450, and enter. Alright, now that I've got that, I am going to create 4 more just like it using the arrow tool. I want to make sure my Y spacing is set to 0 and 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Okay, now I'm going to make these all a different layer. I'll go with red for now. And actually I'm going to change that to line. And we're not going to output it. This is just simply for reference. Actually, I'm going to turn it on just so we can see it better. Okay, what these 4 boxes represents is if you were to take the cup and cut it into quarter sections. Okay, so how I got the width on that was I took and I measured basically from the bottom here of the line to basically kind of where right before it tapers off at the top, and divide that. Wait, no, I'm sorry, not divide that. Yeah, just that measurement, and that's how I get my width, because I know I want it in between those 2 sections. And then for the height, okay, how I came up with this number, that's where I was talking about. If you took the bottle, you cut it into 4 separate sections, right? So you take the circumference, okay, which is right there, diameter is 3.524, that circumference, whenever you type in the diameter, it automatically populates the circumference, okay? Mine says 9.7 for whatever reason. Oh, because it's the diameter is slightly different. That shouldn't matter too much. That's very, very minimal. So anyway, you take that number, the circumference, divide it by 4, and that's how I came up with the 2.7677, okay? So we have now, in a sense, cut our cup into 4 sections. Now, we're going to engrave the letter A. I'm going to flip it 90 degrees. Okay. And I'm going to move it to the center. Now, how you know it's the center? When your mouse turns to that symbol right there, that X, that means you're in the center of whatever object you're moving it to. So I know I'm centered up in that. Okay. B, I'm going to flip 90 degrees. Grab it again. We're going to wait for it to pop up that X right there. Center. Okay. I got those centered, right? And we're going to change that layer to fill, because we want it to engrave. I'll go 065, and then for my particular machine, I found it 325 at 40 works pretty good. 325 speed and 40 power. My apologies. I know I'm a little shaky here. Alright, so I've got that set up, and then 065 on line interval or gap, whatever you want to call it. And then, you know, if you want to see something's engraving or not, how it's going to look, you can hit Alt, Shift, and W. And you see it turns off that fill, or I can turn it back on just to kind of see how it looks. Little trick I saw from the shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts, and it's actually pretty handy. So anyway, alright, we've got that all set up, right? Now I'm going to select, because I have my machine set up to, sorry, I'm trying to like multitask here. Hang on. I just held Control and select and clicked on A. So my machine, I have it set up to where I will only engrave or cut the selected graphics. Okay. So if I don't have anything selected, guess what? My laser's not going to do anything. But since I have A and B selected, because that's the only part I want to engrave, now it'll engrave A and B. You know, and that's handy if you have some other stuff over here but you don't want it to engrave it. You can turn this on, and it will only engrave what you have highlighted or selected. Okay, that's just easier for me personally. You know, maybe it won't work too great for you. So anyway, all right, now we're done with that. I'm gonna come over here, turn on my air. Close the door. Okay. And now I'm going to hit go. And the nice thing about the chuck rotary is you don't have to mirror your image, and you'll see here, because I did not mirror it. With the regular rotary, you do have to mirror it because it I guess like spins backward or something, I don't know. So we're going to let that do its thing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. I'm going to turn it back on here when it's done engraving. Okay, now once you have your steps per rotation and everything set up correctly, and doing what I showed you earlier, I had to do a couple runs because my numbers were off a little bit, but the last one I did is going to be this one here, okay? This bottom right next to my thumb, the A. Alright, so I'm going to put my thumb on it, directly over it. Alright, that's where the B went on a picture I was trying to practice with and didn't turn out very well. So anyway, I'm going to put my finger on that B, and as you can see, it is, well, I'm not doing a very good job at showing, but it's 180 degrees from it, okay? I'm going to put my thumb on this one, put my thumb on this one. Sorry, this is like really hard to try to demonstrate, but you can see left thumb, right thumb, it's 180 degrees. It's on the complete opposite side. I learned that trick from a gentleman named Jason T. Chance with the boxes. So that's just a way that you can do two-sided engraving and not spend a whole lot of time, you know, fussing with it or fighting with it, whatever. And just so you know, if your letters, or you know, whatever it is you're engraving, if it's a little bit outside of the box, okay, like, well, if I can grab it here, if it's a little bit outside of the box like that, don't worry about it. You know, make sure it's centered up right there. All the boxes are for is for reference only, okay? So that way you know where you need to put your pieces. You can use boxes 1 and 3 or 2 and 4 if you're wanting to do double-sided engraving, but don't use box 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 or 3 and 4, you know, unless, I mean, the only time you're going to do that is if you're doing like a 4-sided engraving, right? You want to put a picture on the left side of the cup, picture on the right side of the cup, and maybe a name on the front and I don't know, logo on the back or something. Then you would use these 4 individual boxes to do something like that. And of course, depending on the engraving, you may not want it to bleed out into the other boxes like this. You may want to shrink it down so that it doesn't do that. But anyway, that is how I learned and how I do my double-sided cup engravings with my Boss LS 1420. So anyway, hope this video was beneficial and helped somebody out. Again, if you have any questions or any input for me, something that could be useful, just leave a comment in the description below. So that way, if anything, if I can, I'll revise the video. So thanks for watching. Have fun lasering.